Hello and welcome to another episode of Hilltop HomeGrown. Today we're going to look at raised level gardening. Now what I mean by that is basically gardening on different levels. So whether you're on a concrete block or whether you're on a nice big garden somewhere, using different heights in your garden can help you maximise the most out of your space. And that's what I want to look at today. So first thing I'm going to show you is a little planter I've built. Nothing fancy, a couple of planks of wood, everyone can build them from home. But it's just how to get the most out of your space to grow a variety of vegetables, especially if you're in a very limited space, such as a flat where you may only have a small balcony area to actually grow what you're wanting to grow. Right, so here we have the raised planter, and it's very simple, straightforward, easy to make. It's just a couple of pieces of wood that are screwed together like that. See, simple little rectangle kind of shape. And it's so simple, easy to fit together. I think this one's for 80 centimetres by 80 centimetres at the biggest at the bottom, and it just gets a little bit shorter as you go up, allowing for your growing space there. Now the good thing about these is that you allow yourself to have a shorter crop at the bottom that doesn't have a big deep root space, medium crop in the middle, and then your deeper crops like your carrots and things at the top there. Now those are very key, very useful things to have for when you're planning your garden, planning your crops and what it is you want to grow for the year if you're in a limited space, because you can get a lot from such a limited space. I mean, if you're only in a flat or something like that, it is a key thing to plan. If you plan, you can maximise your harvest. If you maximise your harvest, you're going to make yourself as self-sufficient as possible. So for example here, you might want to put your strawberries, might put your herbs up there, and then you put, as I say, your deeper rooted stuff such as your carrots and things like that. As you can see, they're very popular with the bees, which we've got a nice big queen bumblebee going about at the moment. But it's very simple, easy to make, very cheap as well. You're not going to have to struggle getting hold of these parts. It's only a couple of planks of wood you can pick up from your local DIY shop for next to nothing really. Now what I would say is, again, if you plan, you can maximise your growing. So for example, if you put your herbs in here, you might be able to put some of your shallower rooted vegetables such as your onions or your radishes, especially because they're quite a quick turnaround. You know, in here, get them gone, get them grown while your herbs are catching up. So you're going to have something that looks pretty the whole year round. Now this design also works really well if you've got like a very hilly garden or a big slope in your garden. Turn it into steps, which okay, it's going to take a bit more work in terms of your landscaping. However, it does allow you again to get the most out of a small growing space. What might previously have just been a dirty grassy bank or a bit of rubble or something like that moving up the road or up your garden, it's going to turn into something a lot more useful. You can plan your crops, you can get your crops in, you can get yourself growing, get yourself onto that self-sufficiency ladder, and that's the key here, is utilise, look at the space that you've got and see what you can do to make the most. I mean, it's not just this design, there obviously there are other things you can do, which we'll talk about in a bit, but it's making sure that you're thinking and working out what it is going to be the most useful thing to you. Right, so now you've seen the raised level bed. What I'm going to say to you, there's a couple of other ideas you can come up with. Hanging baskets, they're really good, especially again for a limited space. If you've got a balcony or something like that, utilise the height that you've got and have your plants hanging down. Again, it's getting the most out of the space. So hanging baskets for a place where you've got very limited space are very useful in using the height of what you've got, along with the raised bed underneath. So again, you're maximising completely an area then of wall space, and to be honest, something like that you might be able to get runner beans going up the wall and things like that. So again, plan your crops, see what climbing plants you've got, see what other plants and things you've got. They're very, very easy to get a lot from a small space as long as you plan it through and think carefully about what it is that you're doing. What I'll do is very briefly is in another video I'll have a look at some of the other types of things that we do to maximise space, which again is going to be a running theme for us quite a lot. Again, I keep saying it, but it is so key in a small space, is to maximise what you've got from a small area. So that's what I really want to focus in on, in making sure that you get the most produce that you can, especially because we are geared a little bit towards self-sufficiency here, and so that's what I want to make sure everyone is getting the most out of for themselves. So thank you for watching again, like, subscribe, all that kind of thing, and I'll see you soon.